Hi everyone, in this week's video I'm going to show you how to make the awesome lead sound from Todd Terje. I'm sure I'm saying that incorrectly. Todd Terje's track Inspector Norse, and it sounds like this. Okay, so let's get into it. First up, let's choose an empty slot. And then for this, we can hear super simple. Let's go over to oscillator 1. It's only going to be a 1 oscillator. And let's change this to square wave. Super simple. From here, we're going to go over to the voice section. And we're going to choose mono low. So no change just yet. And we're going to change this to, sorry, incorrect. We're going to go to unison. Boop, boop. Already. You can hear if we put this down to 1, detune down to 0. It's back to the way it was. So we're going to change density to 2 and detune to 30. So as I go through, it's kind of adding that like kind of chorusy sound to it. And then next up we want stereo width. We're going to make it a little bit wider. We'll go about 86. You can already hear it's kind of getting pretty close to it right now. So from here, we're going to go to envelope 2, which is the amp envelope. And we'll sort of shape the sound so it gets that nice little plucky character to it. So we're going to go with attack, going to keep it at 0. Decay, going to go up to about 3 seconds. Sustain is going to be at full, and then release 192, we'll go 208 milliseconds. From here, we're going to go over to the envelope 1, and this is going to be for the filter. So the envelope 2 was for the amp, which I've talked about before is effectively the volume for the whole synth. Then filter 1, envelope 1 is going to be for the filter. So it's effectively the attack, decay, and whatnot is going to control how fast this opens and closes. So we'll go envelope 1 for filter 1, and we're going to set that to, we're going to go 0. We'll go decay is going to be 152 milliseconds. There we go. Sustain is going to be a little bit lower at 50. There we go, 50.1. And release is going to be 512 milliseconds. You can already hear there. Pretty close. So now we want to go and change the filter a little bit. So let's select filter 1. And then for the filter type, we want LP Fat 12. I found that the LP keeps some more of the bass in there. Cutoff is going to be at 0. Resonance is going to be just a hair, 10.6. It's good to go there. Envelope amount is going to be full, and everything else is pretty good. So if I play it now with the music, like play the music from the DAW. It's pretty close. It's getting pretty close there, but obviously the one from the track has some effects on there. So let's start to look at some of those. So if we click the delay, it brings us over. We're going to keep it at basic. And then the time, we're going to go to actually beat sync on, and let's go to quarter. There we go. Feedback. It's about 60. There we go. And the dry wet, it's only a little bit. You can hear it just sort of tails off there. So if we play it again, and you can hear it tail off there. Next up, we're going to look at the reverb. So click over to the reverb. We're going to keep it at whole, pre-delay. We're going to keep the same. And then the time, we're going to go up to 660 milliseconds. Everything else is the same. And then the dry wet, we want to put up to just over 50%. There. That should be enough. And you can hear there, that is getting super close. And the last thing that I want to do is, I notice that on some of the notes, you can hear there's like a little vibrato, and you can hear that at the moment, but I think by using an LFO, let's just kind of have a play around. And we've got the ribbon on here, so I'm going to use the ribbon as kind of like an on-off switch for that vibrato. So let's go to LFO 5. We're going to keep it as a sine. The rate, we're going to go to just over 6. 6.8, that's good enough there. BPM sync off. This is going to be set to poly. And then I think where we're going to get a little bit more play in it is the fade in. So let's move that up to just over 600. 650. And then the level we're going to set to 0. So now it's not actually doing anything just yet. So let's go, and with the handy mod matrix, we'll go LFO to oscillator 1, and we'll go pitch, and then we're going to go to 128, and then on the next one we're going to select, and we're going to go to, where are we? Polyphonic key track bellow ribbon. And we're going to go down to the next one. We'll go LFO 5. And below LFO 5. And I only just chose LFO 5 because it's sort of out of the way. It's the last one, so I can kind of know what's going on. And then we're going to change this to level, and then we're going to this up to 22.8. That's good. So if I play the note now, and then we've just turned this ribbon into turning the LFO on and off. Nice little handy way that you can kind of go about. Another way that you can use the ribbon there. So let's play the music, and we can have a play around with the ribbon and see how it sounds. And there you go. It's pretty simple. Again, pretty cool to to use the mod matrix to do something a little bit different with the LFO. And yeah, I think it's a really great sound. Usually I would start to stack oscillators and stuff to get this, but again, with the voice, we got the unison and we've detuned it a little bit to kind of get that thicker sound. And then obviously the stereo width to make it a little bit wider again. So hopefully you got something out of it, and hopefully I've inspired you to create something today. And until next time, see you later.